All right, so Dan, let's get right down to it. Growing up, you had a rough life start as you were raised. A lot of difficult situations that happened in your life. But now, you are someone that people look at as a role model. What do you think was the pivotal point in your life to be able to turn things around, to be able to get on the path that you're currently on today?
What it took? About 10 years in prison. I had a lot of trouble as a youth and paid for it. But in 1968, I had a very serious problem inside the pen, and 3 of us were probably on our way to the gas tank. I kind of just made a deal with God, really, to say, let me die with dignity, and I'll say your name every day, and I'll do whatever I can for my fellow inmate. I said inmate, because I never thought I'd get out of prison. And they surprised me, and the parole board, that was 1968. In 1969, I went to parole board. And they said, Trejo, we're getting sick of you. I said, well, that's a nice way for a gentleman to start a conversation. And they threw me out. That was 1969. I went to board in July, August 23rd. They let me out. I've been drug-free, I count, since August 23rd, 1969.
And that's a good one right there. So with alcohol free too.
Yeah.
So with 1968 Danny Trejo, would he even believe for 1 second that you'd be doing the things you're doing right now?
I never believed I'm getting out of prison. So everything now is just party. I mean, it's just a blessing, And I can't. I gave up drugs and alcohol. I can't believe the life I live. I mean, it's like. I'm one of the most recognizable Hispanics in the world. I'm really big in Spookala. I know where I live. I know that. But it's like everywhere, and people are, I don't know, genuinely glad. And I remember when they were genuinely scared. Now it's a completely different thing. But I got drugs and alcohol out of my life. That changes your whole perspective if you have a problem with it, It's so funny. I love guys that say, I don't got no problem. Let's try to say problem.
And for you, it wasn't like this was something that you started in your teens. I mean, it was a way of life. Going back and looking at your history, I mean, it was like you were literally raised into that.
Let me tell you something. I used to count songs. My grandfather had a 1936 Dodge, and I was like 7 years old. My Uncle Gilbert used to deal weed. I didn't know it was weed, but he had a bowl, and he would drive to certain people's houses, and he'd give them, and they'd come out, and say, how many? Give me 3, and he would roll 3 joints. And I would count the songs because the clock didn't work. And my grandfather was taking a nap. He'd take a nap for about 2 hours, and we knew we could have the car for 2 hours. So my job was to count the songs. So like 5 songs, 20 minutes.
So that just goes to show you can start off with a really rough upbringing and you can turn your life around. There's no excuse for anybody out there. If you've got something going on in your life, you could be Danny Trejo Jr. Come on now, follow the example.
I gotta send my son Gilbert to corrector right now. God, the last thing you want is a son for a director.
You don't want your son bossing you around.
Wait, Dad, hold on. You're the actor or the editor? I'm the director. Shit.
And you know what? I have got a ton of things I can talk to this man about, but I can feel it from the crowd. There are certain things that they want to know about. So, Why don't we go start a line, get a line up here at the mic of people that want to ask a question to Mr. Trejo. When you come up here, don't hesitate, come on. When you get up here to the mic, make sure you are clear, concise. I know that there's a habit to want to tell stories and things like that. Let's make sure we're clear and concise and ask the question so he knows what he's answering. You can feel free to bend the mic down as well. All right, what is your name?
Gina.
Gina, and what is your question?
I would like to know, when you did the skit on RuPaul's Drag Race, did you have input or did they kind of tell you?
When you did the skit on RuPaul's Drag Race, did you have any input or did they tell you this is what it's going to be?
No, I just showed up and I thought it was great. And it's funny because my daughter called me while I was on doing that show, and I just doing Drag Race. Okay, so I went. And my daughter said, "What are you doing, Dad?" I'm doing this program called Drag Race. She screamed, right? "That's my favorite program. Why didn't you tell me you were going?" And the host heard me, right? And I heard this, my daughter here. So the host and I can't remember his name. RuPaul, yeah. They said, I talked to my daughter for about 8 minutes. I'm like, I'm cool.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Thank you so much.
It's a great show.
All right, next up, tell him your name.
My name is Amanda.
And Amanda, what is your question?
Well, first I would like to say thank you for all of your work in the culinary field. I actually just wrote my first themed cookbook, and you were a big inspiration for that, so thank you.
All right, so she just wanted to say she just wrote her first themed cookbook, and you were an inspiration with your work in the culinary world.
Thank you.
And with that being said, everyone has a weird food item that they like to eat that would probably gross other people out. What would be like your guilty pleasure to eat when no one's looking?
So everybody has a weird food item that they like to eat that would probably gross other people out. What is your weird food item that you like to eat?
Apples and cheese.
Apples and cheese.
I mean, I've had that before. Sliced apples and grilled cheese is delicious.
She said she loves sliced apples and cheese. So here's the thing though, I think Danny wants to know, you brought this question up, what is your weird food item you like to eat?
There's too many. There's too many. I don't know. I put lemon in everything. I think that grosses people out, but I just put lemon in everything, even coffee. So maybe
lemon coffee.
Yeah.
Lemon and coffee. I don't know what I think about that. I don't know about that.
But your donuts are amazing. Thank you for the donuts. They're great.
Donuts are amazing. All right, come on up. Next up.
Hi, my name is Marie.
How you doing, Marie?
Good. So I feel like I can test for any Latino that you are like or Theo. I would probably consider you as like the Theo I wish I had. What was your favorite family role that you've ever done?
What was your favorite family role that you've ever done?
My kids. Rodriguez kind of like just knocked it out of the park with them, you know. And we started talking about Machete when I did Desperado because nobody knew who Antonio Banderas was. This was like his second big American movie. And, so everybody kept coming to me and I'm signing autographs and taking pictures. And finally, Robert said, "Hey, they think you're the star of this movie." I said, "Fool, I am." And I found out Robert Rodriguez was my second cousin while we're doing this film. So my part got bigger. And it was, we talked about doing Machete then. And then when we did Grindhouse, we said, let's do a trailer for Machete. So we did. Right after we did that trailer, we had to do the movie, Machete. So,
Great work.
All right, thank you for the question. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, coming up. How you doing? What's your name?
Hello, my name is Matthew.
Matthew, and what is your question?
My question is, Danny, you have this large collection of cooking books, and I just want to know, what's your go-to recipe?
You have a large collection of cookbooks. What is your go-to recipe?
I love the Baja fish taco. I love fishing anyway, but that Baja fish taco is delicious. And carne asadas. You know what? There's not. It's just I don't know how to say it. If the recipes were on the wall, I just throw a dart at them. You know, let's cook that. They're all just delicious.
Good stuff. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
And I just opened up a restaurant in London on Portobello Road. If you go to London.
Just open a restaurant, Portobello Road, London. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right, next up, come on up to the mic. Feel free to bend it down for you. How you doing? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Aitana.
And Aitana, what is your question?
I just want to say first, you are my childhood Spy Kids, and mentioned everything. And I want to ask, what's your favorite memory that you have from doing Spy Kids?
What is your favorite memory that you have from doing Spy Kids?
You know what? Spy Kids was a really. We had kids on that. We had Carmen and Julie, right? And it was funny because they would find people. You know, anytime you said a cuss word, you had to put $1 in a jar. So
Someone was getting rich.
Kids made more money with that jar than they did, you know, on the. But that was like just so much fun, and I really learned. Everybody says how bad the film industry is for kids, and you know what? I don't care what you say. That's the one time the parents have to like really, because Carmen and Julie both had their moms there, and their moms were like, just on it, you know. And in fact, Carmen would do a great scene, and everybody would, and then her mom would give her a look. And it was her time to take care of her baby sister. And she would go right from being a major star to holding the baby. You know?
Everybody's a family together, regardless, blood or not. Everybody's a family on set.
She said everybody sounds like a family on set.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's it always. Well, kid movies we had 500 kids on it, you know, but they wrangled them pretty good. Like a kid wrangler.
Thank you so much for the question. Thank you so much. All right, next up, come on up. What's your name, my man?
My name is Misael, and I'm an aspiring filmmaker from Puerto Rico. So my question to you, man, is...
He is an aspiring filmmaker from Puerto Rico, and his question is...
So with your Latin heritage, did you ever find any difficulty finding roles or something in the film industry?
With your Latin heritage, did you ever find difficulty finding roles in the film industry?
Well, you know, I beat a lot of trying to think of, you know, I played what I had. You know, when I got on the set before I became an actor. On my resume, it says armed robber, and so I don't know how to say. It's like there was a certain intimidation factor when I showed up, you know. So they wanted me to be the bad guy, and a lot of guys, no, well, I'd like to do Hamlet. Well, come on, you know, I look better with a gun in my hand, and so I played the Chicano bad guy. I played the armed robber Mexican. I played the killer Mexican. But I was always, you know, the first role I got that I didn't have a shirt on because everybody wanted to see a tattoo. Because I always had a shirt off, right? The first one I did a movie called Death Wish 4 with Charles Bronson. And they gave me a suit. I couldn't believe it. They gave me this beautiful suit. I said, really? And I kept it. And I didn't have to take my shirt off. So I thought, well, cool. I made it.
Did they let you keep that suit?
Yeah. And that was in what, 1985 or 86. And so we've been doing just different kinds of movies now. So I think people have to go with what they got. And everybody says, well, you're being, I remember the first time I got interviewed by a young lady fresh out of probably interview school or something. She says, don't you feel like you're being typecast? And I'm trying to think of, what do you mean? And she says, well, you're always playing the me Chicano to the tattoo. I said, mija, let me tell you. So I am the me Chicano to the tattoo. And that's what I went with for a long time. And then Robert Rodriguez made me the uncle. And God, I did Machete. I was the lead. It was kind of a good bad guy, or a bad good guy, but it's a great movie. You know?
All right, thank you so much for that question. All right, next up, come on up. What's your name, my man?
Hey, my name is Steven.
Steven, what's your question?
I did the Twilight.
You did the Twilight Zone. Look at
Yeah,
that.
thank you. I just want to say you're a huge inspiration to the recovery community. And in early recovery, were there ever moments where you thought you were going to throw it away? And if so, like what kept you pushing forward to stay sober?
Okay,
and
so
clean?
you are a huge inspiration to the recovery community. In your early part of your recovery, were there difficult times where you're like, I'm not sure if I can do this, I might just throw this all away? And what would you say to someone who might be having some struggles in the recovery community? Is that accurate? Okay.
Well, you know what? It's like the struggles in recovery are nothing compared to the struggles using drugs and drinking alcoholically. You know, it's so weird. It's using drugs. Everybody hates you and feels sorry for you, and it's a lonely gig. And once you start getting clean, and people, I remember one time I got mad at my mom because I'd been clean for 3 years, right? And I yelled, you know what, I'm staying clean. I shouldn't say bitch, but kind of. Fool, I'd say, I've been clean all my life. And so, well, yeah, right. So she don't have the disease that I've got, and I've got to work with this. And I got to tell you something, there's always somebody that'll help you. And that's what staying clean and staying sober is all about, is having a group of people that are there for you all the time. I get calls, I'm in Tampa, Florida, and I got a call yesterday from, hey, what's up with that? I'm all right, yeah, we talking. So there's always got phone numbers. I can call somebody in the middle of the night, and I know they'll answer their phone.
Hey man, I got a question for you. Are you somebody that you said you're in the recovery community right now?
Yeah.
All right, so listen, everybody in here is happy that you are on the back. I want to do something for you, okay? I want you to turn around. I want you to turn around, face the crowd. I want everybody to give this man a round of applause for having the guts to stand up here at the mic and share with us that he's in the recovery community.
Bless you, homie!
And what was your name again, man? Steven, I hope that is something that you stand on that. When you're struggling, stand on the fact you just had a room give you an ovation for your hard struggle, okay?
Thank you.
All right, how you doing, man?
Doing well. My name is Chris. Don't have a question, I just have a comment. I saw a video recently you did with an interview about how you saw why you had so many dogs. And the comment was that we brought them into our fire and it's our job to take care of them. And I 100% agree with that, because I've done dog rescues, I've had dogs most of my life. Just wanted to say thank you for that. That's completely it. They are our little furry kids that we've got to take care of.
I just love dogs. My son took a picture of all 9 of my dogs sitting on a couch, all looking straight ahead. How he did it, I don't know. I think he photoshopped it.
AI.
I love dogs.
Hey, thanks so much. All right, next up, come on up to the mic. All right, how you doing? What's your name, man?
My name is Nicholas.
Nicholas, come up closer to the mic for us. All right, Nicholas, and what's your question for Mr. Danny Trejo?
How was it like walking with Rob Zombie and the Devil's Rejects?
What was it like working with Rob Zombie and the Devil's Rejects?
Awesome. Rob is like a great director. And it's funny because I did Devil's Rejects first. And then he was doing another movie. We were doing, after Devil's Rejects, I was at a premiere of something, and so was he, and he was being interviewed, and I was, and they said, well, what do you think about Rob Zombie doing this new movie? And I said, what do you mean he's doing a new movie? And they told me, hey, Robert, we're doing a new movie. I'm in there, I'll kill you. And I was joking, right? And then the interviewer says, well, what about this? Shit, I'm putting him in the movie.
That's a way to get a part right there, man. I don't know if it's going to work for anybody else, but that's great.
Yeah, so me and Rob, he's a good friend of mine.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, next up, coming up here to the mic, you can feel free to bend it down if you need to.
What is it like, or how do you feel about being known as Machete?
How do you feel about being known as Machete? Danny Trejo, comma, Machete.
Well, you know what? It's better than being known as an ex-convict. I mean, just, you know what? I love it. It's like people honk and yell Machete, and everywhere I go, you know, so right now they got me as one of the most recognizable Latinos on the planet. And I keep telling them I'm pretty big in Pacoima, where I live. And I think Machete was you know, like on Halloween, everybody shows up with Batman, there's Superman, and so when they started knocking after we did Machete, and all these kids started showing up with a mustache. Machete. Damn, I almost came to tears, you know. Wow, we got our own superhero. Machete.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, next up, what is your name?
Hola, I'm Michelle.
How you doing, Michelle? And what's your question?
So, first of all, I want to say gracias for being such a staple in the Latino film industry, especially in action and horror, because sometimes we're not very well seen in that area, especially sometimes right now. But my big question is, but there's a lot of like horror urban legends within the Latin America. Is there one in particular that you would like to see produced or be brought to screen?
So there's a lot of horror urban legends in the Latino community. Is there like horror urban legends, like Chupacabra? Is there anyone that you would specifically like to be able to see brought to film?
Any one of them. I mean, I love them, but La Llorona, I'll never forget her. And that's the one Grandma used to scare us with. Te va a llevar la Llorona. And but yeah, I'd like to see that. That'd be fun.
Thank you so much, and have a nice time in Tampa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, whoever's at the back of the line, yeah, you can have that. Yeah, absolutely. So whoever's at the back of the line right now, we're going to cut the back of the line right there, and then we'll see if we get to any more questions after that. Okay, so how you doing, my man? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Chris.
Chris, what's your question?
Señor Trejo, bendición, ¿cómo está? I was making sure to ask, you know, you've been a trailblazer for, as people have already said, the Hispanic Latino community. I appreciate all the hard work you've done to represent us well. So I was just wondering, how does it feel to see the explosion in Latino talent, you know, over the last 40 years, and you've kind of helped lead that charge? You know?
How does it feel seeing the explosion in Latino talent over the last 40 years and knowing that you kind of helped to lead that charge?
I love it, but I just like the fact, the way the movie industry is moving, and it's moving, including everybody, you know, so, and that's the way it should be, you know, just everybody. And so I make sure that any film that I do is like equally spread out, and everybody kind of enjoys it.
Gracias, pasa buen día.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, next up, coming up into the mic. What's your name and what is your question?
My name's Jay, And I wanted to know, with the amount of talent that there was on Con Air, what was the chemistry like? And also, if you have any new projects coming up, are there any that you can shed light on and let us know?
So the new projects part, we are going to cover that in a little bit. So how about this? We'll go back to the first part on which movie?
Con Air.
Con Air? He said there was so much talent on Con Air. What was the chemistry like on set with all that talent?
Con Air was funny because they got all the wannabe tough guys in Hollywood and put them on a plane. And Benny Urquidez was, God, I always forget his name. This guy looks like such a nerd, and he's so tough. Who was the cop that stole the Corvette? Cusack. Well, Cusack's sensei is Benny Urquidez. Benny Urquidez, 5-time world champion kickboxer, all right? Trained under Chuck Norris and, trained with Chuck Norris and greatest guy in the world, karate, Bruce Lee. And so every day at lunch, Benny would come get me, and we'd go to the place that they had to train. And I finally said, Benny, why am I eating lunch over here? No, come on. What's wrong? I was raised with Benny's brother, his older brother, right? Just as bad. And he said, Daddy, let me tell you something. Those guys, it's like a game. If you spit, somebody wanted to spit farther, and then everybody will spit. If you did push-ups, it's a push-up contest. It just was all, everything was competing. And he says, you're like my brother. You're not a good sport. Every time I would win, my brother would beat me. And you're the same way, just leave that shit alone. Because guys would actually come in and ask Benny Urquidez, Benny, can we take a picture, a movie of us like sparring a little bit? And Benny would like, okay, but sometimes I slip, I might suck. And well, they back off right away, right? Because when these guys didn't go and say, oh, look, I weighed 5 years. And he was bad. And Cusack, you know those big bags, the ones that are tight? I seen him bend one of them with a kick. He kicked it, and he actually bent it. Wow. So I wouldn't mess with him.
All right, thank you so much for that question. All right, let's try and go a little bit speed round. You don't have to be too fast, but just a little bit speed round. What's your name? What's your question?
I'm Nicole.
Come on, closer to the mic.
I'm Nicole, and I wanted to ask, when you were on Breaking Bad, what was the scene you had the most fun with?
When you were on Breaking Bad, what was the scene you had the most fun with?
Oh, that was the turtle. You know what? When I was we did the first part, the turtle part. When I came back, we did the part in the hotel, right? Yeah. I love that. Hey, give me one of those. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, next up, coming up here, what's your name?
What's up, man? My name is Drew. That kind of took part of my question. We've been part of such legendary all-star casts. What was a wilder time on set? Con Air or From Dusk Till Dawn?
What was a wilder time on set? Con Air or From Dusk Till Dawn?
From Dusk Till Dawn. That was amazing. Dusk Till Dawn was amazing. And I think my son was 8, my daughter was 7. And I was a single dad at the time, so sometimes I take the set. My daughter was in the makeup trailer getting, her hair all done. My son was with me going, God, look at all the kitties.
Well, great point to end on. Thanks for all your work, man.
Thanks a lot, man. All right, come on up. Next up, what's your name, man?
Hey, my name is Gabe Cortez.
David Cortez. What's your question?
Gabe Cortez.
Gabe Cortez. What's your name? What's your
I just
question?
wanted to say that you guys are Mexicano, and growing up in the wrong side of the road, I'm glad, I'm happy, and you're a big inspiration for us. So thank you a lot for having all that entertainment.
He just wants to say thank you so much for being a big inspiration for those that are growing up on the wrong side of the railroad.
Hi, my name is Takio. I just wanted to know what's your favorite tattoo?
What's your favorite tattoo?
Well, this one kind of made me really famous, right? I really like that one. They're my kids. So, and it was funny, because that day I picked them up and we were supposed to go to school. It was a beautiful day. I said, it's a beach day, so we all went to the beach. So I helped my kids cut school.
How you doing, man? What's your name?
My name is Kyle. My favorite director is Michael Mann. My favorite movie is Heat. It could be a really stressful set. How was it working with Michael Mann on such an important movie like that?
How was it working with Michael Mann on the set of Heat?
Let me say this. I always pride myself with getting to take 1 or 2 times. 3, and I'm like, wow, I blew it. Michael Mann had me through about 7 or 8. I'm looking at him, started getting frustrated. He leans over and says, De Niro did 10, okay? Let's lighten up, kid. I'm about 30 years older than him. Let's lighten up, kid.
But that's kind of what my question was going to be about, how many takes you had to make for someone like that.
Oh, he was going to say that was going to be the other part of his question was how many takes, and you already answered it.
No,
you predicted what his question was going to be.
Until he feels good about it. You don't care how you feel.
Love your work.
Thank you. All right, next up we got 2 more questions from the audience. How you doing? Let them know what your name is.
Hi, my name's Sydney, and I just wanted to know if you'll ever be a vampire again, because I think from Dusk Till Dawn, you as your character as a vampire is pretty cool, like just a Latino, like kind of Hispanic vampire.
She wanted to know if you would ever play a Latino vampire again.
Yeah.
On Return with Salma Hayek, I think it was just a great movie for you to be in as a starter.
Playing again with Salma Hayek.
She's trying to get you a new role right here, man.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
kind
this.
of am, because I just want
Let
you to
me
be
know.
something scary. It'd be really cool for you to be not just a character,
I
something
just-
demonic or scary would be cool.
The movie I just did, 7 Cemeteries, it's about me as kind of a zombie, but this witch raises me up from the dead, and I go get 7 zombies to help kill a man we both hate.
Okay, I'll look into that one, because that sounds like something I like. Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for just being awesome.
Thank
you for having your tattoo. That makes it stand, but your back tattoo is amazing because you're a great dad.
Thank you. All right, the last question from the audience. How you doing? Let him know what your name is.
Hello, sir. My name is Brad. Very nice to meet you, sir. I'm a big fan of Halloween Horror Nights, and the very first house I ever attended was back in 2013 in LA, El Cucuy, narrated by
So in
Danny
2013 at Halloween Horror Nights, the very first house you attended was the El Cucuy house at Halloween Horror Nights.
Trejo. What was it like doing narration for a haunted attraction?
What was it like doing the narration for a haunted attraction at Halloween Horror Nights?
I mean, you know what? This business, I've been blessed. You know, like ever since I made my promise, and ever since I've been living the life, I guess, a good citizen. I don't know, to call it, staying out of trouble and pay your taxes. That's the only trouble I got. But you know what? It's a great life, and I think you know, if you had me try to pick out a favorite, it would be tough to pick out something that I love more than something else. You know, I don't know.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good answer.
Absolutely.
God bless.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this, but there's a couple of things that I want to follow up on. So we've mentioned 7 Cemeteries quite a bit. So a recent friend that myself and Steph from Symmetry Creations have made is Efren Ramirez, who played Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite. So Efren Ramirez is one of your co-stars in 7 Cemeteries. What was it like working with the character, the hilarious dude that is Efren?
Working working with everybody. Samantha, she was like female, and we had some great actors from. A lot of them were from up here, and we had a blast. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. The director, my son, directed some of it.
Yeah, how cool is it that his son was one of the directors on Seven Cemeteries? Talk about a family affair there.
That was cool. And then I did another film called 1521 about when the Spaniards invaded the Philippines and tried to make everybody a Christian or kill them.
So how many out here are going to be going to see Seven Cemeteries or 1521? Let me know. All right, that's awesome. So we're here at Spookala. You've been to a panel. You know what's coming next. We have got to summon the show photographer, Corey, so that we can get pictures. We're going to get pictures with the show photographer now. So everybody, in your scariest voice, let's summon Corey. Ready? Corey. Corey. Yeah, here it is. It works every single time we've done it. All right, so hold your applause and hold your cheers. Danny and I are going to go around the front side. We're going to get some pictures with you guys. And then you guys can give your big cheers and round of applause for Mr. Danny Trejo, okay?